Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Angela. So today I'm going to be doing something just kind of fun. I usually do tutorials and all that stuff, but I just got back into YouTube and I think it's important for everybody watching to kind of know who I am as a person and just kind of get to know me a little bit better. So I thought this would be fun to do. I found a cool little questionnaire thingy online. It's called 95 questions to get to know me. I don't know if I'm going to go through all 95 questions, but I'm going to start at the top and just see how this goes and have fun with it. So if you guys want to stick around and get to know me a little bit better, I hope you do. So the first question is, what is my full name? My full name is Angela Diane Sasaki. And this is not part of the question, but everybody always asks, so I'm going to say it anyways. Everybody always wants to know what my last name is. My last name, Sasaki, is Japanese. I'm actually a mix of a lot of things. I'm Japanese, German, Russian, and Italian. So that answers that question. Am I named after anyone? I actually am. I am named after my Aunt Angie. And it's a funny story because my aunt's full name is Angela, like me. And she is the sweetest person ever. And my parents wanted to name me after her because they thought if they did that I would be an angel just like her. That didn't happen. I was a very bad kid. I'm good now, but I was a very difficult child to raise. So that didn't end up working out in their favor. Where am I from? I am actually from a little town in California called Reedley. Most people have never heard of it, so I never tell them that I'm from there, but I am from Reedley, California. I went to Reedley High School, Reedley College, and then continued on to Fresno State University, and then I moved here to Arizona a couple years later. Which of my parents am I closest to? I'm actually really close to both of my parents. You know, I will say me and my mom are really, really, really close. We FaceTime all the time. The hardest part moving away from home was leaving my mom because we were roommates when I left. We lived together and we've always been super close. We can just spend hours talking and laughing and just being dumb, and we still do that here. We just FaceTime and we talk multiple times a week. So she is my best friend, but I'm also very, very close to my dad too. We got closer when I moved out because we're so much alike that we kind of butted heads when we lived together, which I'm sure some of you can understand. But now that we can kind of have that space, we've come to just such a better place in our relationship, and I love him so much. He's such a good dad, and we talk on the phone a lot too, and we've grown very, very close over the years. So I'm very close with both of them, to be completely honest. Which of your parents are you more like? So I think I pretty much answered that in the last question. So yes, I'm definitely more like my dad. Me and my dad are very much alike in so many ways. We're both very hardworking. We both stress out too much over the littlest things. We just want everything to be perfect. We want everyone to be happy. And sometimes we work a little too hard, but at the end of the day, we really love what we do and we just keep moving forward. What is my biggest regret? That's a tough one. I think that when we all kind of sit back and think about things that we regret or wish we could have done better, I'm sure we all have multiple things on our mind. But I like to think that at the end of the day, I don't want to have regrets because I feel like everything that I've gone through, everything that I've done or said or whatever, has made me into the person that I am today. And I think that's why I'm a strong person and I'm resilient and I always keep going. I think the only regret that I have is not keeping this YouTube channel going from when I started in 2008, because it probably would have been thriving at this point. But like I said, no regrets, just got to keep moving forward, and that's why I'm here now. Am I a dog person or a cat person? I love both, but I'm definitely a cat person. You guys have probably seen Cleopatra, my cat, in a few of my blooper clips in some of my videos already. She's quite the character. I love her so much, and I had a cat before her named Pudge. And I actually had him for like 20 years. He lived a really long time, and he was my absolute, he was my everything. He was my baby, and Cleo is my baby too. So I'm definitely probably more so of a cat person. At what age did you go on your first date? I actually didn't go on my first date until I was like 21 years old. I was a late bloomer in that department for many reasons, but yeah, long story short, 21 was probably my first official date ever. What is something I wish I was gifted at doing? I've always wished that I could dance, like full on like choreography style type dance. Like it's one of those things that I'll like sit and daydream about. Like if a really cool song comes on, like God, I wish I could do some like cool routine to that. And like I'll like imagine like the whole ordeal, like going out, the crowd screaming, and like me kicking total butt and just doing an amazing job. But the truth of the matter is that I can't dance at all. Like I can't dance to save my life. And it's something I've always wished that I could do, but unfortunately I was not blessed with those genes. What is my biggest accomplishment? I think that my biggest accomplishment to this day is probably really making the decision to follow my heart and follow my path and do what I really want and what makes me happy, regardless of what other people say, because I am somebody who has a very entrepreneurial spirit, and I worked in a 9-to-5 job for a while, and it made me really, really unhappy. You know, I did what I was told to do, what we're all told to do. I went to school, I got a bachelor's degree, and I went to work, and I felt, after a while, I just felt really unhappy and like I was trapped, and that's not what I wanted, and I pursued something else. And I was a health and fitness coach for a while, and for a while I was doing that and being really successful, and I was able to quit my job. And then I realized that that's not what I wanted anymore, and I took a step back and went and got a part-time job, which is what I'm doing now. I'm working part-time at a spa, and I absolutely love it. And I'm doing this YouTube thing and other things and just trying to figure out what my path is. And sometimes that's really, really scary. And at 27 years old, you know, when I was in my early 20s, I you know, wanted to have my whole life together. We all do, right? But that's just silly looking back, you know, that by 27 I would have it all figured out. So long story short, I know I'm rambling. I think my biggest accomplishment that I'm really proud of is staying true to my path, even though it's really scary, and it's the path less followed by. I'm going to keep going and figure out, you know, what my purpose is. What was the first concert I ever attended? I believe it was Aerosmith. I was really young and way too young to be able to appreciate it. I don't remember much of it. I just remember that one of his fans went very crazy and ran on stage and grabbed him, and security had to chase him down and escort him out of the building. I do remember that part. What is your biggest fear? My biggest fear is definitely failure. Like I said, I'm definitely taking a path less followed by. I don't know where this is going to lead me. And sometimes my fear of failure can paralyze me so much to the point that I won't take action. And I'm trying definitely this year in 2018 to not let that hold me back anymore, because I know deep down that I have what it takes to be successful at anything I put my mind to. I've proved it to myself over and over again, and I just got to keep doing it. When did you suffer your first heartbreak? I suffered my first heartbreak when I was 15 years old, I think it was. And that probably doesn't make sense because I said the first time I ever went out on a date was when I was 21. That's a very long story. It had something to do with one of my best friends back in high school, but he definitely broke my heart. Who is the best teacher you ever had? Hands down, Mr. Georges. Mr. Georges, if you're watching this, probably not, but I have always wanted to tell him what an amazing positive impact he had on my life to this day. Wow, I'm gonna get emotional. He was my 5th grade teacher. And it was funny because he was my 5th grade teacher, and then after I graduated from 5th grade, he actually ended up moving up and teaching 6th grade. So I had him for 6th grade, and then 7th and 8th grade he taught PE. So I still had him for 7th and 8th grade. So I had him in my life for 4 years in elementary school, and he was just one of those life-changing type of teachers. He made me believe in myself. I was bullied a lot as a little kid, and he just always looked out for me. He just always reminded me that I mattered and that I was a good kid and that I was going to be okay. Okay. Anyways, so Mr. Georges, if you're watching, thank you for everything. You were the best teacher ever. When was the last time I cried? Almost now when I answered that last question. Who is the first person you call when something exciting happens? Definitely my mom, my dad, and my boyfriend. Not in any specific order. Something exciting happened yesterday, probably not life-changing, but I was at the grocery store and I walked by this woman who I was like, she looks really familiar. And then I couldn't believe it. I realized it was Sheriff Forbes from Vampire Diaries, Caroline Forbes' mother. And I'm still mad at myself that I did not say anything to her. But anyways, I saw her and I was super stoked. And the first people I called were my mom and my boyfriend. How many relationships have you been in? I've actually only been in one, and that is the one that I'm currently in right now. My boyfriend Gustavo and I have been together, it was 6 years this October. So we've been together a really long time. We met when we were going to college back in California, and we were just obsessed with each other from day one, and now we live here together in Arizona. I mean, of course, I've dated other people, but I was never in a actual, it was never like legitimate, like, hey, we're boyfriend, girlfriend. I dated other people and it just didn't work out, but he's the only actual boyfriend long-term relationship I've ever had. On a scale of 1 to 10, rate my cooking skills. 0. No, I've gotten better over the years since we moved out here to Arizona, and I've had to grow up and learn how to cook for myself and all that fun stuff, but it's definitely not something I enjoy doing. I just do it because I know I have to eat to survive. If I could choose to, I would just pick up food every day, but I know that's not healthy. But I really, really don't enjoy cooking at all, and I'm really not very good at it, which is funny because my dad is a chef and he's an amazing cook, but I did not get that gene. What's one thing you know now that you wish you would have known as a kid? I think just to know that I was going to be okay, and that everything that I experienced as a kid was only going to make me stronger and the person that I am today. Like I said, I was bullied severely as a kid. When I was really, really young, like 1st through 4th grade, and it was so bad that I had to transfer schools, and I just couldn't understand why people were so hateful and so mean, and it really affected my self-confidence, and it really made me feel worthless, and that was a really dark period in my life. And even though it sucked, it made me stronger. It made me the person that I am today, and it's the reason I would never treat somebody the way I was treated. So I don't know, that got dark. But no, I think that everything happens for a reason, and I think without those experiences, I would not be who I am today. So I guess I would go back and tell my former self that everything's going to be okay, and that it's all going to be worth it, and that it's going to mold you into a person that you're proud of being in the future. What do you do for a living? So as I said, that one's kind of up in the air right now. I work part-time at a spa right now. I'm trying to work on YouTube. I'm also I want to start a podcast in the future. Don't really know what about. I want to start a clothing line for like swimsuits and like jeans and stuff. For multiple reasons. There are a lot of things. There are so many things that I want to do. I have such an entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm just trying to find my path and how to get started in all this. So that's kind of up in the air. That's what I do for a living. I'm just kind of taking it day by day, and I'm only doing things if I absolutely love them, because life is just way too short to spend time doing things that you don't love, or even that you hate. It breaks my heart to see people stuck in jobs that they absolutely hate, or doing things that they don't love just for the money, or just because they feel like they aren't worthy enough to do anything else. And that's why I'm here, because I want people to see that anybody can accomplish anything with a little hard work and belief in themselves. Yeah, that was really, really, I don't know. Some of these were very emotional, but I just wanted to be honest with you guys. I wanted to take some time to answer some of these questions for you guys to get to know me a little bit better. And I obviously did not answer all 95. I just kind of went through and answered the ones that I thought would be fun, or that would be a cool way for you guys to learn a little bit more about me. And also too, I genuinely care about my audience. I love you guys, and I would love to know a little bit more about you too. So if you have, if you want to answer any of these questions or tell me 10 things that I didn't know about you below, definitely feel free to comment below. I want to create a really positive environment on my YouTube channel, so please feel free to comment below. I can't wait to read your comments. And like I said, if you guys love this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because it's just going to help my channel, and I want to keep thriving and keep making awesome content for you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!